So where we left off in the previous video is where we installed the WebSphere. So we will check whether the WebSphere has been installed in the right directory or not. So it is the OPT IBM WebSphere application server. This is the location WebSphere was installed on the last time. When I do LSFNLTR, you can pretty much see that all those components are there, but then there is no profiles created. So to create a profile, you need to go to the bin folder and run profile management. You need to go inside the profile management folder. So there's a profile management folder, capital P, inside the bin folder, and run the pmt.sh. pmt.sh is basically profile management tool.sh. So this is again a GUI tool which will open where you can configure the profiles on that particular server. You can see now that the profile management option is enabled for you, and this is how the profile management will look like when you are opening through the GUI window. So click on this, click on the create button. So right now we are going to create an application server profile. As I told you earlier, you see a lot of options over here, like cell profile, management profile, cell profile, app server profile, custom profile. Now you must be wondering, where are those agent server, app agent server, agent profile, and as well as where is the job manager profile. They are as part of the management group of profiles. So you can see administrative profile, deployment manager profile, and job manager profile. So they are inside the management profiles because they are majorly managing stuff. So once you create, if you are looking for a federated environment, then you can go to management, and then select the deployment manager first, and then the application server or custom profile you can create it later. Or you can do a cell profile first, and then you can create a custom profile on a different server and federate it to the deployment manager wherever deployment manager is. So now, as of now, we will create an application server profile. Click on next. Here there are important parameters which you need to give, that you will get it in the typical profile creation. You can also select advanced profile creation. I don't think that's going to be a problem for you, but it's going to ask you extra questions than the typical one. For example, do you want to deploy administration console? Yes, we need. Do you want to deploy the default application like Snoop, hit count, hello? Yes, we need to verify it. Do you want an installation verification tool? Right after installing this profile, it will verify whether the JVMs are coming up or not. So we will disable that because we want to start that JVMs ourselves. So we are disabling this. Click on next, and this is where the profiles are going to be installed: OPT IBM WebSphere App Server profiles, and then App Server 01. So we are going to build a dev server. So dev, and then if you have an application name, you can give the application name over here, or you can give like app dev app server 1. So in this way you can give the profile name, and the profile directory name also, please make sure that you give the same name as the profile name so that there is no difference in that. And here in the performance tuning, select as development. So this is basically have the settings, whatever the settings it's going to have, right? It's going to choose, basically depends on the template it has, or it thinks it's the best. If you're going to give peak performance, then obviously your settings for this JVM will differ from what a standard and development machines would have. So this is pretty much a development profile we are creating for understanding deploying default applications. So we will go with the development option over here. So click on next, and then here is the node name, server name, and host name. So node name is basically the name of the node. So node name, and so we can have the same node name as the profile name itself so that it will be less confusing for you. But here, instead of server, put node 1 so that you can differentiate other nodes from this particular application node. so that it is not a server, it's a node. And server name is a default server name, server 1, so do not change that. So let it be as the same name. And host name is going to be the same host name which you have set for the computer. There is no option for you to write a cell name, because cell name is not much of a challenge here. Disable the security at this point. When we go to the security class, we'll enable it later point of time. Here you create a default certificate and default root certificate. It automatically creates, and these are the parameters it's going to keep for both as a DN name as well as for the root certificate. And for the personal certificate, the default password is WebAS. We're not worried about SSL at this moment. Now these are the default ports it's going to create for each of the items. So for example, I told you, as this is a standalone server, it's going to use administrative console port. Secure, this is secure, this is non-secure, and then the HTTP transfer port, which is basically your default port number, which we spoke earlier, that is secure, non-secure port number, and this is your SOAP port number. These are the important port numbers which you need to note, or we can check the server index.xml to get to know about them. So not to worry about it. As of now, we don't have any web servers, so you're going to skip that step and then click on create. So this is going to end up creating a profile for us in the GUI mode. Once this activity is completed, you will see a new profile name in the profile management tool, and then we can close that and go to that profile and start working on the profile.